Y'all, spring is here and I am so excited about it. Let's get into it. Take 104. What's good, peacemakers? Welcome back to another episode of the Piece for Peace Crafting Podcast. I'm Michael, and this is my crafty corner of the YouTube universe. If you would like to, sorry, my hood is doing crazy things. If you would like to find me on other social media, you can do so by following me over on Instagram as Piece for Peace Crafting or on Blue Sky as Piece for Peace Crafting. And if you want to follow me on Ravelry, I'm Piece for Peace Craft. And if you like music and you want to follow along to the playlist that goes with this silly little podcast, you can do so over on Spotify by following the Piece for Peace Crafting Podcast playlist. If you have trouble, please feel free to reach out to me over on Instagram and I will gladly send you that link. How is everyone doing? Hanging in there? I love it. That's all we can do. Great. Same. I'm excited to be back with you all. It's been 2 weeks. There's been some things going on that I want to share with you all, some crafting stuff. I feel like I've been really productive, but also I know in the last episode, I feel like it resonated with a lot of people. I was just going to make at the speed in which my body feels like it can. And I've really just been holding on to those words. I'm not saying things it's not even advice really. It's just what I want all of us to sort of think about. But I'm saying it for myself really. And so I'm glad when it resonates with other people too. And so yeah, I've just been doing what I can when I can. So I'm not gonna waste too much time. Anything I talk about, especially because I can't remember the names of some of the patterns off the top of my head. Everything's going to be linked below. I'll go up and I'll make sure that I have them so that I can link them for you. If you just click down below the more thing, the more information, everything will be there. Yeah. Things are good with me. Crafting at my own pace. Things have been really busy at work. We are in fourth winter here. Actually, maybe third. We're in third winter. It snowed one day this past week. And then by the afternoon, the snow was, we probably got maybe a half an inch to an inch, I would say. And then by the afternoon, most of it was gone. And then, yeah, it's just been rainy here. Well, it rained here today, so it's kind of gray. But spring is trying to spring. Granted, in Chicago, we like to hold on to it till about May, or to winter until about May. So, some buds are on trees, things are popping up from the ground, which is really nice. I'm really getting antsy and want to start putting some pots out on the little space I have on my back porch, but I'm trying to hold off. Yeah, I want to a lot of the plants that I had or that we had, I should say, in our old place, either things were given away or they didn't survive the move, and you know, I kept some things, didn't keep some other things. Anyway, I want to like not redo, but like I want to repot some things. Some stuff has sprouted and I want to like separate some stuff, which would also give me more plants. I just need to do some like plant TLC around here. And I think I'm going to wait. I actually have to go out of town. Sorry, I don't know why I blanked. I have to go out of town for work soon. And so maybe when I'm back from that trip, I will do that. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Also, you all aren't here to hear about my plants. Maybe you are. Maybe you're plant people too. I know some of you are actually. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, technically 4-ish, whips that I would like to talk about today. I have, FOs, some finished things that I want to talk about today. And then I only have 2 whips that I'm currently working on. I am excited to throw some things in my suitcase so that I can work on them while I'm gone here soonish. And then I have a couple book things that I want to share with you and a piecemeal thing, and then I'll be out of here. So let's get into it. Okay, the first thing I have to share with you is I finished my friend's sister's baby blanket. So this is the dots, I think blanket is what it's called. Maybe it's called circles blanket. It's from this book that I have, which I don't have right now because I let a friend borrow it. And yeah, this was all made in, so all the circles are just leftover like acrylic worsted weight yarn that I had. And then I purchased a big twist skein. It was 500 grams. 500 grams and 1,093 yards of acrylic, which is the gray that I use for my main color. And that ball got me 2 of these blankets and another, 2 of these blankets. Oh, and another blanket for my roommates. So they got 2, and then I made this one, and I still had 100 grams left, which I'm just going to donate because I'm probably not going to use it. This was crocheted up on a 5.5 millimeter hook, or a G hook, I believe. G? Yeah. Yeah, I love it. It's really cute. Again, I did all of the squares and then it was supposed to be done, but I added the border, which I just did whatever the border was for the squares, and then went back around and did a crab stitch on the outside of it just to make it look a little neater. That's that. I'm really excited that this is done because now I need to actually text my friend and see how they want me to send this to them, if I'm just going to pass it along or if they want me to throw it in the mail. Either way, I'm happy to do either, but I'm happy that this is done. One of the mini projects I wanted to get done before I left. Yeah, just so that I didn't have to worry about it while I was gone. All right, the next thing, sorry, everything's sitting, ooh, don't fall, on the couch right behind you. Behind you, actually to the side of you. All right, the next thing that I started and finished, you all didn't even see these as a whip, was I made a pair of booties for my friend, also using big twist. These were 170 grams per ball. Yeah. And the colors that I used were Varsity Blue, hilarious Varsity Blues, and Cream. And here's what those look like. Oh, this, let me fluff them a little bit to make them look nice. That didn't help. So these are just a pair of little house slippers. I don't remember the actual name of the pattern. It'll be down below. I've made like 7,000 pair of these. The pattern is written for a smaller foot. I think it's like a women's it's unisex, but it says women's size whatever in the pattern. Anyway, a long time ago, I added some numbers to like make it fit a wider, bigger foot. And so I just used that. I used that pattern as the base, but I have a little modifications that I do for it. So these are really fun. They work up really fast. I mean, back in the day, I think I've talked about this before, I used to be able to make a pair of these in like less than 5 hours. Yeah, and these worked up really quickly. It has a double sole, then you crochet the upper part and connect them together, and then from there you take elastic to help make the little bubbles. Let me just hold up one to make the little bubbles in the leg. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it. They're really great. I've made so many of these in the past, and one of my friends who doesn't live here anymore sent me a text a while back and was like, hey, are you still making those, or can you make them? And I'm like, yeah, I can definitely make you a pair of those. So these booties, I don't remember the exact name of the pattern, but it is for sure linked down below. Yeah, these were crocheted up on a 6mm hook, or a J hook, I believe. Yeah, love these. They're great. Everybody should make a pair. So that's that. 2 crochet things. What? All right, then the next thing that I finished was, I showed you all a spin that I was working on, doing a combo spin for a future project. And I think in the last episode, I'd had all of the bobbins full. Maybe I still had a little bit to spin on one of the bobbins, maybe. I don't remember. Anywho, that spin is done. So, I'm so excited to show you all. I ended up having, so it's 3, wait a minute, where are those little things from? It was 3, I feel like I'm off camera a lot right now, and I'm so sorry. It was 3 braids, 2 from Apothecary, and 1 from, where's the tag? And 1 from You to Me to You. And 2 of them were Corriedale. 1 of them was the baby doll. What was it? Baby doll. Oh, baby doll South Down. Now, these were supposed to be 4-ounce braids. I think some of them were a little bit more because I had not a ton, but I had a lot left over on 2 of them. So I'm a little bit like, I should have weighed them. I should have weighed them before, but I didn't. But it's okay. And you'll see why it's okay in just a minute. But here is what how that combo spin turned out. You guys, I'm so excited. So this turned out pretty bomb. I purposefully tried to spin a little bit thicker, because I feel like in my quest to get a fingering weight, I have started kind of going too thin for me and what I personally think is the type of yarn that I'm trying to go for. And so I really tried to concentrate this time on drafting a little more of the fiber into what was being pulled onto the bobbin. And I love the way that it turned out. So this ended up, this like gold section was definitely way brighter when it was on its own, but I love the way that it's playing with the dark gray and the light gray. It just like tones it down some. I think it's gonna be really cool. There are definitely some like all dark gray sections, and then there's some gray and light gray sections and some all light gray sections. I don't think there's not anything that's just solely gray solely gold, because the gold was only in one braid. So yeah, I ended up pre-washing with about 788 yards, and this is about like a sport light DK, which is perfect for what I want to make in the future. I'm looking to do the Cinnabar. It only uses 600 yards, I think, for the contrast color in that pattern. And so I definitely think that I'm going to have enough. I'm so excited. I think that this spin in particular got me a little bit excited to do another really big spin that I want to do. For those of you who have been here for a while, you know that I've really wanted to do a sweater spin for, what's the name of it? It's for a Jessie May pattern. It's like plaid checkers or something. I don't remember the name of it. Anyway, it was for that. And so now I'm thinking that I still want to spin that, the fiber that I have for that, but then there's part of me that keeps seeing a bunch of people knit up the traveler sweater using their Handspun, and I think that looks really cool. So I'm a little bit torn. Either way, I think that the fear that I have of wanting to spin for bigger projects is slowly dwindling in my head, and I need to just get over it. Like, I've now done a couple spins where it's 2 to 3 skeins big, or ended up with 2 to 3 skeins, and it's fine. And so I need to stop freaking out about things and just go for it. So yeah, really excited about the way that this turned out. I think that it's gonna look so good. I'm gonna try and find like a lighter cream colored main color to go with this, and it smells so good from the wool wash. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. Okay, then I'm gonna slightly pivot to something I'm working on, but then I'll come back to something else that I finished. So, talking about spinning, I wanted to start another spinning project, or start another spinning project, and I wanted to workshop just doing something like not proper long draw where I'm like getting so far away from myself, but just like a little bit of that. And so I went through some of my fiber stash. What you all can't see above me, there's like stuff above the shelving unit too. And so I pulled out this fiber from Skagit Woolen Works, and this is a 2-ounce braid. It's not even a braid. It's 2-ounce roving is what it says, and it's 80% Romney, 20% mohair in the colorway Smoke. I picked this up when I was in Seattle at Flock, and it's a nice heathered brown. It's really pretty. And so I tried that technique, was really enjoying how this fiber was spinning up. And so I can't remember, I need to try and look it up again, but like it's a worsted prep because it's in that sort of roving style, but I'm doing a woolen style of spin. So is it a semi-woolen? Is it a semi-worsted? It's like halvesies. Anywho, I'm trying to get a little bit more air into the fiber just because I want to know what that's all about. And I thought having a little bit of, I didn't want the fiber to be as smooth, let's say, as the stuff that I just showed you all that I spun. I wanted it to have a little bit more airiness, a little bit more of that halo over it, because I knew that it had some of that mohair in it as well. And so this is how that's spinning up. And I'm really liking it. I think once I'm done, another thing that I was trying to do with this spin, in addition to workshopping a little bit of that long draw technique to it, is I wanted to really work on my 2-plies. I keep seeing all these people do these beautiful 2-plies. And so, yeah, I wanted to give that a shot. I've definitely done them in the past, but I have realized that I like doing a 3-ply because I like the way that the yarn ends up in the end. And I know, like, there's certain reasons for doing different types of yarn or making different types of yarn, and I should just make what I want to make, and so I am. So I'm trying this out. I'm gonna do this as a 2-ply, and so this is a current work in progress, and I'm really enjoying it. The other work in progress that I have is, sorry, I just don't want this to fall over, is, okay, so what had happened was I was minding my own business and I was watching Tashi's podcast, and they were showing a Grig Gambit, which I'm sure most of us have seen, by Samantha Guerin. If you haven't, I don't, again, you all, I usually print these things out in black and white. Let's see if I can do this. But here is sort of a photo of it, right? And they were knitting one up in using Handspun for both the main color and for the contrast color. And they were doing a low contrast vibe. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good. Like I've seen people making this pattern. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks kind of cool. Like, that's cute for you. But something about theirs, oh, sorry, I just clapped a lot right by the microphone. Something about theirs really just like, it was the thing that clicked for me. Like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I want to make this pattern. I literally don't have to buy anything because I could just go to this wall behind me and like make it happen. And so earlier when I said that I had a bunch of singles left from that big spin that I did, and I'm sure this happens with other people too, I had a bunch of bobbins that had a little bit of everything on them, and then I had like a toilet paper roll that I was just using from back in the day to like wind off stuff so that I could use my bobbins. I had maybe 5 or 6 bobbins, whoopsies, that had a little bit of something left over on it. That's including the 2 from this project that I just finished. And so what I did was I just got like a spark of, we're gonna do this tonight. And I just put 3 things on the Lazy Kate, and I just started plying them at random. And whenever one would finish, I would just grab another one and I would just keep going. So I'm truly making like a zombie skein or a Frankenstein skein, whatever. Didn't really care about colors. Don't know what any of the things are because everything is such a mishmash, monster mash. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be what it's gonna be. And then I posted it and someone was like, oh my gosh, you should do something that's mosaic with that. Then I was like, great, I'm gonna make this Grig Gambit little cowl with this yarn. So here is how it turned out. Well, what's left of it. And so hello. I'm about to get into some like yellows and grays and some reds and some like pinks and grays. I don't even know. it's just a lot going on, right? Then so this ended up being a sport weight. And I wrote it down. This ended up being a sport weight, and I had 272 yards after washing it. And then this gray, which, you can't really see there, but it so this, you all, I was so silly and didn't label back in the day, but I went and I looked at, I had to go back in time. And I think this is from a spin from 2021, maybe? I think 2021. And it's a DK. And I think it's a BFL. I had to search because I don't properly delete anything in my mailbox. Don't talk to me about it. It's a thing. And so I went back and pulled up receipts, and I was like, okay, let me see what fiber this could have been. And I think it's a BFL. Anywho, this skein ended up being 108 grams, and it was 287 yards when I ran it through my little thingy. Okay. Whew, that was a lot. Here is, you guys, I can't even. Here's where I am with that. So it's 4 sections. I've done 3. I'm obsessed. And here's where I am. Okay, I'm gonna put it close so that you can see. So it started off really dark, and I was a little bit worried, oh man, this is gonna be dark the whole time. And then it gets a little bit lighter. This gold section is everything. And yeah, it goes back to some gray and golds, and then just gray. And like I said, now we're about to get lighter for a second, and then it's gonna go into some yellows, and hopefully I get some of that pink in here, or that reddish pink in here too. But I only have one more section left, and that is, wait a minute, what's the top? This is the top. So eventually it will close like this. It's like a bandana style. So it'll be like that. But I'm loving this so much. It's all I want, if I'm being honest, all I want to do in the evenings is come home, or what I've done the past couple days working on this, is come home, put on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake, and just work on this. And you know what? I'm living my best life. So yeah, this has been my knitting project for the past week, and not even week. And I've really been enjoying it. I think that it's going to just be really beautiful. I love a neck accessory, and I had everything in stash. And it's so cool that I am using my Handspun for the entire project. So my main and my contrast. And if I'm being honest, I have yarn in my stash. I could make a couple more of them, but I definitely have more of that gray that I'm using for the main color in this. I have a whole nother skein of it, and I think I have a couple more solid color Handspun that I could definitely use to make other ones. But I'm really excited about this, and that makes me very happy. This is being knit up on, I don't remember. And I don't know if I printed out that page. Oh, yes, I did print out that page. It's being knit up on US 7s are 4.5 millimeter needles, and you really only need one skein of your main color and your contrast color. Good times. Great Lakes, pure Michigan. Yeah, so that's that. And you guys, that's all I'm working on, really, because I'm just obsessed with those couple of things. Just like coming home, spinning. I was doing a lot of crochet projects. Those are all my FOs. And then, yeah, this Grig Gambit has been like the only thing I've really been knitting on. I haven't been knitting any socks, although I do want to take a pair of socks with me on this trip that I have to take for work, just to give me something to do on the plane and while I'm waiting to teach. So maybe I'll do that. And then I have a languishing whip that I'm going to bring with me too, because there's going to be some downtime like in the hotels and stuff, and I can definitely work on that. Anywho, a little bit of piecemeal. My friends, the fellows over at Needles at the Ready, sent me this fun little needle felting kit from the Felted Bee. I'm so excited. This is a kit. It comes with everything in it to make this little koala holding a little piece of eucalyptus, which is so cute. Thank you, fellas. When it arrived, I hadn't been into the office in a while, just because I've been like out teaching and stuff. And yeah, I came to the office one day and I saw a package at my desk and I was like, what's that? I was like, oh my gosh, that's so fun. So this was so nice. I will get to this soon. Not in the next 2 weeks, but I do want to do this soon because I want it to sit right behind me. All right, the last thing I want to share with you all before we get out of here is just a little, some folks were like, oh my gosh, thanks so much for the book recommendations. And then some of you left me book recommendations from last time or the last video, and I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to update y'all. I don't know if I'll do this all the time, but I'll try and do it sometimes. I finished Don't Cry For Me by Daniel Black. This book, I think, had I just started it I think so. The last time I talked to you, I think I was like 50 pages in. This is a novel that honestly touches on a lot of different things, but basically which is in the description, so I'm not giving anything away, but this kid's dad is dying, and the father and him haven't spoken in a really long time, years actually, and so the dad is like writing down not the family's history, but a little bit of the family's history and like stories from like when this kid was younger, and just trying to make amends almost for some things that he'd done while his son was growing up, and him coming to terms with the fact that his son was gay, and him being raised in the rural South as a Black man. It was a lot. I will say that I thought that this book was great, as I'm dropping other things. Heavy at times, but like really beautiful, and gave me personally a little bit of understanding and maybe a little bit of empathy for generations of men who have grown up in a different time period and feel like the world is changing faster than they are. It was great. Pick it up. Don't Cry For Me. I'm glad I'm showing this because now I can take it back to the library. Once I was done with that, I picked up, which had been sitting on my shelf for a while now, and actually this is a book that a friend lent me, and I just never was really in the headspace to read it, kind of. But now that I'm like on this reading kick right now, which has been really great, like reading a lot on the train while I'm commuting instead of knitting, which also is a little bit, or crafting I should say, which is why I don't have as much to show, but like this has really been like what my soul needs right now, and like what my body needs right now is just to be like commuting, being fully engrossed in a story, and then going, teaching my class, coming back, being re-immersed in the story. It's been really great. Anywho, Once I finished that book, I went and I picked up The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. And this book, it says it's YA, but I'm like, some of this is a little not YA. Not in like a spicy way, just in like a, I don't know. I guess it is YA, whatever. Labels, who needs them? I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this book. This is Angie Thomas's first novel. I feel like I've been reading, maybe I said this last time too, a lot of first novels lately, and I'm really loving that about my journey in my life. But The Hate U Give usually is on people's like books you should read during Black History Month, or those like how to be more empathetic toward Black people and people of color type book lists. You know what I mean? It's like this and some Ta-Nehisi Coates book and like White Fragility or something. I know that there's a movie, which I have not seen, and I am 275 pages into this. I'm really enjoying this. I understand why I probably didn't pick this up in other points when I thought I would want to read it, because the subject, for those of you that don't know, The Hate U Give is about a young 16-year-old girl who lives in a predominantly Black neighborhood that is not the best. She goes to school in a predominantly white neighborhood, private school, I think. There's a lot of references to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in here. But she ends up being in the car with one of her friends who is the same age, and he gets killed by the police. And so this is that story. I think that this is difficult sometimes just because of the body that I occupy. And so sometimes it makes me feel a little bit anxious reading this, because I've definitely had some of these conversations that are in this book. I can sympathize, the code switching elements that are talked about in this book. It's really good. I'm excited to finish it, and to watch the movie once I'm done. I will say that I would like to go and look at I'm sure I've seen some like Black people talking about this book, but I think I've probably seen more white folks talking about this book. And so I just want to get people that look like me, their perspective on this book as well. This is great. I would be interested to read something else. I don't even know if she's written anything else. She probably has. This came out in like 2017. But I'm really enjoying it. It reads like a movie almost, which no surprise that they made it into a movie. So I'm really excited to finish this in the time that I'm away from you. I mean, yeah, I've been plowing through this. So that's fun. And then I'm taking this with me on this little trip that I have to go on, coming up soon, and I'm gonna bring along as well, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish The Hate U Give in the next couple days. But my next book, because it was ready for me at the library, and so I had to go and pick it up, shout out to the public library, is On Earth We Were Take two. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vaughn. And yeah, I've heard some interesting things about this. This says, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous is a letter from a son to a mother who cannot read. Beautiful. Written when the speaker, Little Dog, is in his late 20s. The letter unearths the family's history that began before he was born, a history whose epicenter is rooted in Vietnam and spans to Hartford, Connecticut, and serves as a doorway into parts of his life his mother has never known. Yeah. All of it leading up to an unforgettable revelation. So this is also Ocean Vuong's first book. I think he's a poet, writer, but mostly a poet. Yeah. And so I'm interested to read this. I'm excited to read this, actually. So yeah, this is the next thing, the glare from the lights, that I'm gonna pick up next. And with that, y'all, I think that's it. Yeah. I don't have any music for you. I haven't been listening to very much. Actually, I have sort of been listening too much. I play this game called Music League with some of my cousins and my sister and some of their friends. Like, there's people in the group that I don't know. And so I've been listening to those playlists. If you don't know, Music League is, it's an app. You can pay for it, but I use the free version. And you have to have Spotify to use it. But what happens is someone is the curator of the league, and you know, we've normally been doing just like 10 rounds, and so each round there's a different prompt. So like the last league we played, my sister was in charge, and the like category was like the Grammys could never, and that was the overall theme. And so then like each round was like best whatever hip hop that from 2024. Best. It was like the categories sort of that are with the Grammys, but you know, we changed up and did whatever we want. And so everyone that's playing picks a song, but you don't know who's picked it. And then once everybody's put their song in, then it curates a playlist. And then you go and you listen to the playlist, and then you go back into the thing and you can vote on which songs you like. It's so much fun. And it's all anonymous until like you voted, and then you get to see where the rankings are and like whose song is blah, blah, blah. So that's been a lot of fun. So I haven't been like vinyl listening to. I've been listening to a lot of those playlists, which has been really great. I'm in charge of one right now, or a league right now, and people seem to be having fun with it. We're doing the decades. Oh, I can't even. We're in the 90s right now, and it's proving to be a lot of fun. Actually, I need to vote when I'm done recording this so that we can get to the next round. Anyway, that's that. I hope all of you have a magical, if you're here in the Northern Hemisphere and and Mother Nature is working in your favor, that you are enjoying the start to spring. If you're not in this hemisphere and you all are going into fall, I believe, I hope the change of the season is going well for you as well. Yeah, I'm excited to finish this cowl and get this spin done and just slowly get into some other things. I know in a previous, this is gonna be so long. I know in a previous video, I talked about doing some breathing exercises or a little bit of like maybe showing some spinning stuff. I will have some of those little like bonus end of the video things coming up in the near future here. Just things are a little bit crazy and hectic right now, but I do want to get some of that put up. I'm also a little bit, just because I've been inspired watching other people, maybe doing like a excuse me, project specific type of video where I'm just talking about one thing the whole time, sort of like vlog style, taking you through maybe not start to finish, but definitely like the process of doing something like that. My voice is getting raspy. It's time for me to stop. So yeah, let me know if you guys are into those. I've been enjoying them lately. So yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do one of those, I think. You know, oh, another thing too, I'm gonna link a video down below. Kendra, the Balance Skein, did a video for like podcasts that aren't your typical like standard format for these video podcasts that are here up on YouTube. And I really thought that was a dope idea, just like showing some other people that maybe you all haven't heard of. I think she tried to do like less than 5,000, maybe that's not true. She tried to do smaller channels and things that aren't this typical format. And I was really digging that. And a lot of the things in some of those too were like project based. And I've been watching a lot of those recently, and I don't know, it just got me really jazzed about possibly doing something like that. Let me know if that's something you're into. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a fabulous 2 weeks, and yeah, continue listening to your body. Get out there and get your hands in the dirt if you can. Start planning something. Get things ready for spring. And yeah, enjoy the next 2 weeks. And I will talk to all of you soon. Until the next time, make a piece, spread some peace. Peace.